Hello and welcome to episode 19 of the FrannyDoMakes YouTube channel. My name is Fran. I'm coming to you today from a raining but now sunny Leeds in the north of England in Yorkshire, in the UK. It's been a week extra I think than normal, mainly because the elephant in the room has been happening. And I've not really been working on anything else, but I have got 2 finished objects today and a whip. I don't think I've actually done anything on it, but I need to get it finished, so that's why it's included. And then I've got some plans for the coming months in terms of gift knitting, etc. Oh, I should have said, this is my knitting crafting channel. I generally talk about what I'm making over the last couple of weeks. Also what I might have received in the post, and any plans, etc., what I might be crafting in the next couple of weeks. So I will start with what's on the wall. So what's on the wall today is the Adventuresome Wrap, which was my advent calendar project. That is using my, I apologise for that creaking, it's my little tripod. That's using my Advent from Castleview yarns from last year, which was a rainbow fade, and the contrast colour of this grey was from Somerset Yarns, and that is charcoal. It's a delightful pattern if you're thinking of ideas for your advent calendar this year. If you've got a fade, I would highly recommend this. I think it looks lovely as a fade. I've seen it with light colours or a black or even a navy. It looks really nice, all the versions I've seen of it. So yeah, that's a good suggestion. I've not quite decided what I'm making yet. I do this every year. Today I'm getting in the winter spirit. I have got a mulled cider tea, which is fruit tea from Bird and Blend. Which reminds me I need to order another lot of it. So, let's start with this finished object. So, this is my Twists and Turns, my mystery knit along from Stephen West. I will just take off my pin so you can see it. It's needed today because it's freezing. By the way, this is a little shawl pin made out of an old plastic knitting needle, which I got from a little Etsy shop called Cardigan Lane. She also makes bookmarks, she also makes bangles, rings. Great little shop. Really nice. So, here it is. It just came off the blocking mats this morning. You might have already seen it in the finished object final reveal video from the MCAL diaries that I had put on, which was the vlog series. If you haven't, you can watch it here. One of those tabs, I'll put one of those tabs up. But here you go, yes. So, and we'll start in the middle. So, this is section 1. So the first clue was these. Hang on. Oh, sorry about that. My battery was about to die, so I just had to plug my phone in. Someone keeps trying to ring me. Right, so what was I saying? So yeah, clue 1 in the middle, which is these chevrons and braids. This was a lot of knitting, this middle bit. Ooh, casting on. So these you cast on and have to cast it off and then cast on another lot to make these loops. These, well, they're just like strands like this. And then you twist the bottom one and braid them all together to make this braid. The second section was these wings, the stripy wings with the short rows and the twisted rib. And then on top of that you did the cables. The next section was these long thin strips Can you see there with the cable on and the twisted stitches? That and these I-cords, which I must say is one of my favourite bits of it. And then the last part of it was, I almost forgot then, I thought that's not much, was these wedges on either side, which is the texture in it, and this bit at the top. Now there is an extra part of the pattern where you do some more chevrons on top of here, but I liked the finish of this. It felt more as one. The other part of it comes off of here, and it just sort of sticks off, so I didn't like that part of it. So I went for the early bind off. So I am thoroughly and wholeheartedly pleased and in love with this. I think it's so down my street. I love the modular version of it. It was such an interesting pattern to knit. I think I would have made it if I'd not joined up to the MCAL. I think I would have made it anyway, just because it's so graphic. Like, I think the Slipstravaganza and the Shawlography are beautiful patterns, but they're just a little bit busy for me. I enjoyed making them, and I learned, well, I didn't make the first one, but I enjoyed making the Shawlography, and I did learn loads of new stuff that I would think, oh, I'd love to do that again. Like the welts, I loved that, and the bobbles and stuff, and the brioche. This one, I don't think I necessarily learned new ways of knitting, but I've never done this before. Oh no, I tell a lie, I kind of done this because I made some Hydra mitts, but in that you unravel a load of stitches and then you loop them through with a crochet hook and make this kind of effect. So in a way I had already done that kind of thing. I don't do a lot of cables, so that was quite nice, and making this without the cable needle was good. So I learnt that. I also learnt that my gauge when doing all purling is not dramatically different to my gauge when doing all knitting, because one side of these you do as garter stitch with knitting, and the other side you do garter stitch with purling. It is very big though, it's very long. It's much longer than Shawlography was, but not as deep. But yeah, I'm really pleased. So the yarn information and everything, I've got my card here with my swatches on. So, and you can download this on the website. Oh, I didn't say, I'll put it up here. Find me on Instagram, Ravelry, as FrannyDoMakes. The website has all of the show notes, links to patterns, yarns, everything like that, and full details of all the projects. If you can't go on Ravelry, I'll put it on there as well when I finish them, and that's www.frannydo.co.uk. And I have also set up a new Ravelry group, which I'll get to at the end. Okay. So, what was I saying? Yes. So, yeah, you can download the project card and get it printed out yourself if you want to. It's free. So, yes, I used, I'll get the cards. Hang on, I've been really good and I've kept the labels. My delightful bag that I used, which I've shown you before, but I'll show you again because it's so beautiful, is from the lovely Jackie at Soft Accents. That's her details there. She's linked on the website though. So the three yarns that I used were the main colour, which is this navy blue. Sorry, I'm I'm getting a cold. This navy blue is the Cascade Heritage in the colour 5744, which I'm pretty sure is navy. So that's that. It does have some flecks of purple. You can see. So for that I used 524 metres, which was 136 grams. The next one was this one. Not got enough hands. This is my contrast colour, which is the Luxury 4-ply by Fibre Spates, and that is in the colour Shoreline. That one is 100% superwash merino, the others are merino nylon. Of that I used 469 metres, which was 128.5 grams. And the contrast colour, that's showing up not too bad there, is Soxier by Coop Knits, and it's in the colour Argon. And I had 2 balls of this because it's a 50 gram skein each, and I used 54 grams, so just over the one. I did have a bit left, which I think was about 2 grams, so you definitely would need the more than 50 grams for it, unless you're using smaller needles or something. Okay, so that's all the yarn information. I used my 3.5mm Chowgu hook needle. I'm just going to put this on again. There we go. So I use my 3.5 Chowgu interchangeables. Just a normal cable needle. Did I use any other notions? I don't think so really. Oh, the only thing, because I didn't do the full, I did the early bind off as I said. I also attached this a little bit differently. So you don't attach this to this loop in the instructions that he gives, but I'd seen someone else do it, so I thought it looked nice, because otherwise it's sort of finished sort of down here and there was a gap which I didn't like. Yeah, so I attached a bit of this blue to the last and the first loops, so it made more of a tighter, more seamless join. That was a lot of talking, but yeah, you can see full details of the progress and stuff on the vlogs if you didn't watch them, and you can see me knitting on it and stuff. Plus there's some guest appearances from my daughter and the guinea pigs on there if you like that kind of thing. So yeah, that's it. I'm really happy with it. I'm so glad I did it. I was in 2 minds about doing it because I wasn't sure, but I think the limited colour palette was good, the graphicness of it, the modular construction as well, just suited my aesthetic a bit more. So yeah, I think I will definitely wear this more than I have my shawlography. I love this dark blue with the orange. I think it looks amazing. And I've noticed in the last few videos I'm always wearing navy, so I think it's definitely become my colour. But anyway, there you go. So that's the Twists and Turns Mystery Knit Along by Stephen West. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Enjoyed the whole thing. Right, I have another finished object as well, which I've just finished. I've not really blocked them, but I don't know if I'm going to, because it's acrylic. I don't think it's really going to need it. But these are the little watermelon yarn socks for my daughter. So there's one, and sorry, it's a bit flat, and there's the other. So for these I used the 2.25 needle, and it's 52 stitches I've done, I think, all the way around. I went toe up. I did a Turkish cast on. I increased every other, well, I did a yarn over and then knit into the back loop for the increases on either side. And then I did a fish lips kiss heel. I didn't change the yarn, so it did interrupt the stripes a little bit, but I'm not bothered. So yeah, fish lips kiss heel and a 2x2 rib on the top and an elastic bind off. So my general vanilla sock recipe really, which if you want to see the links and stuff to those tutorials that are not my tutorials, but the links that I follow when I do these techniques, and that's on the website as well as a free download. So that's that. I knit those with, as I said, some acrylic. This is King Cole's Footsie in the watermelon colour. I do have some in a strawberry colourway as well, which I've no idea where that is. My craft room is an absolute tip at the moment, so I am going to be doing a sort out, which I think I might vlog, so you can have a little look at the stash and stuff as well, and the organisation. So here it is, the socks done, finished. Mini is a size 11, UK size 11, kids shoe. So they're done, you can have those. So they're my finished objects. Oh. Right, I have some works in progress. Someone just came in. Yeah, so I've got my Magpie tendency, which to me looks like a block of super noodles. It's a bit hard to see what it's going to look like really. I am using some of the It's Truly Hooked, oh, it's fallen on the floor, bobble sock. This is the colourway Light Fury, and with that is some fluorescent pink from Botanical Yarn. So I don't know which is the front and the back, to be honest, but that's the shoulders and that's the main body. And I've got a few more repeats, I think. It's hard to see what it's going to be like because it's going to block right out like this. There you go. I'll do the short sleeve option, it's going to be a summer thing. So I want to get that finished off. I might get that finished off this week and then it's done. And then I can get moving on some other projects. So that's where I'm at with that. I also cast on, I mean, it's barely worth seeing. That's as far as I've got. They were meant to be my Halloween socks, but obviously I've not got going really. But this was the yarn, it's a Lay Family yarn. It's from, so it was this main ball and then you get 3 little minis from these contrasting colours. Oh, for goodness sake. sake. My right butterfingers today. So I did have a pattern in mind which I think is called the Trick or Treat socks, and the stitches make it look like little spiders. I'll put a picture up if I can find one. Yeah, so that's maybe what I'm going to do with those. It seems a bit pointless now that it's you know, not Halloween anymore. But that's that. So, plans going forward. In terms of gift knitting, I do want to make some gifts. Not loads. 2 main ones. So, I've had this in the plan for ages. I'm making a Snuggle is Real. Let's come all undone. A Snuggle is Real cowl for my husband, using these as the main colours and this for the inside. That's a Surrey alpaca. So I need to cake these up and get them in a project bag to get started. And I want to make my sister some, you know, the mitts that have like a fold over top. I think Andrea Mowry's pattern, the tinsel pattern, has the adaptable thing. So I want to use this to make my sister some mitts for Christmas. I want to do some Christmas socks as well. Oh, and hats. So there's a knit along. Oh, is it gone? I think Ollie and Bella, Cherie, Ollie and Bella, hi Cherie, is doing a knit along. Oh, for goodness sake. Like a cozy hat knit along or something. So I've got this lovely yarn that I've had in the stash for ages with a matching pom-pom. So I'm going to make myself a hat out of that. And I might make Minnie a hat. Oh, it's up there. I've got this, which is a fingering, but I've got it in this same colourway, which is, I think it's California Dreaming by Lockwood Fibres. I've got this in a DK as well, which I might make her a hat out of. Yeah. So that's that. Christmas socks. Right, okay. I also want to cast this on. I'm not going to make this as a project to finish within the year or anything, but I want to cast this on, which is my Le Pouf cardigan. It's not done or anything, but I want to get my I want to get it started. So this is with a fade from Pixie Yarns. Oh, sorry, knocked you over. A fade from Pixie Yarns, which is like this. So I've caked them up ready to go. They're in a bag. I just need to do my swatch and then work out what size I'm going to make. So yeah, I might do the swatch tonight for that. Kind of in the wrong place now. That's better. Still working on the right way to wear it, really. Anyway, yes, that's that. So in terms of, I have had some acquisitions. So I got this lovely Christmas bag from Paula at Stitch by Mrs D. who has her own lovely channel, which I would highly recommend you watch if you don't watch it already, which I think most of you do. So this is from Paula. It's beautiful. I love it so much. So that's got my Christmas yarn already in there to cast on some socks. I also need to cast on my dad's other sock. Do you remember that? Ages ago I was making him a DRK everyday socks. I've made him one sock and the other one has just been not started. But he tried one on and it does fit. So I can get on with that now. So that I had as an acquisition, and also these lovely minis I had delivered from Lonely Mountain Yarn, which is based in Northern Ireland. There's some lovely autumnal colours, which I want to make the, what are they called, sprocket socks by Pip and Pin. And I might have enough to make a pair of mitts, sprocket mitts maybe, if I'm clever. But I love that, such beautiful colours together. So that's that. Right, what else is on? Okay, so giveaway. We have now reached over 500 subscribers, which I'm so pleased about. Thank you everybody for joining the little gang and for clicking that button. I always said at the start that if we got to 500 subscribers then I would do a giveaway. So I have got a spare skein of yarn and I have ordered a project bag to come. So there'll be a ball of yarn, there'll be a project bag, and as I said, I've set up a Ravelry group. So within that group I have put in a package of all the patterns that are featured on the podcast. So what you can choose as well, if you're one of the winners, is you can choose one of the patterns out of there and I will gift that to you as well. Okay, so there'll be 3 prizes there, so a pattern, some yarn and a project bag. Okay, the project bag hasn't arrived yet, but it's got like sheep on it. It's quite cute. So I guess I've got to figure out what to ask you. So yes, if you want to partake in the giveaway, you need to comment below. So please comment which of the patterns that I have made in any of the episodes that you would make if you had the choice. Does that make sense? Yeah. So comment the pattern that you would choose to make. Okay? And then I'll be able to pick one out. Yeah? Cool. Okay. Right, now moving on to, on the Ravelry group, which is FrannyDoMakes, there's the also a thread for a knit along. So I've decided, I looked through my stash and I don't know about you, but I have a lot of single skeins. So I thought we could do a bit of a single skein along with that one ball of or skein of yarn that you've got that is extra pretty and special, that you don't just want to make socks with or doesn't really go with anything else. So this is my lovely yarn. I think it's by Charlie from Noodle Soup. It's sparkly. Put them that way up. It's the Shimmer Sock. It doesn't have the name on it, but I think it's Gulfweed Cosmos. Can you see the sparkle in it? So it's this lovely sort of, I don't know how to, it's like almost a muddy green, but it's not. It's lovely, like a, is it chartreuse? I don't know. Anyway, chartreuse. So this is the yarn that I want to make something in. So within the Ravelry group also there is my folder of patterns that are all one skein projects. So if you'd like to join in with that, we will do a little bit of a knit along. And so if we say I'm not going to do it, we'll say we'll have it until the end of the year because other people will be having other projects like Christmas stuff and whatnot. So let's run it until January. Yeah, we'll run it until January and then we'll be able to have a bit of a chatter and I'll do a finished objects and then we can pick a winner out of that. So I think there was we can do a single skein along 2022 as a hashtag on Instagram if you want to do it that way, or you can post in the Ravelry group. Okay, I'll put a link below to the Ravelry group and I'll put the hashtag down below as well and also put it on screen. So yeah, if you want to join in then please do. Okay, so that's the giveaway, that's the single skein along, and I've not decided what I'm going to make yet. I might do the Lone Skein shawl from Hohe Locatelli. That does look nice. Or I might do... what's that one? The Hitchhiker. Might do that. I've not decided. But I've got my yarn ready to go. It's all caked up and ready to go. So, thank you for joining me. Welcome if you're new, I should have said at the start. But yeah, please like the video if you've liked it, subscribe if you want to see some more. Please comment below with your choice of pattern that you would make if you wanted to, if you want to be included in the giveaway. And yeah, that's it for now. So I will see you in another 2 weeks. Happy crafting and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.